And I want to share some stuff that's happening in my tabs. We're talking about open tabs, what I spent some time with yesterday. And it's kind of about a personal journey with microphones. I'm going to tell you why we're going to talk about this. Over the last 20 years online, doing online courses, I've used or created probably over 1,000 different video tutorials. Some of them as far back as Real Player, if you're old enough to know what Real Player was, and the Flash Player, and whiteboarding, all sorts of neat stuff with tutorials. And during that time, I've used or had troubles with getting audio to work properly. It's always been a bit of a, not a hassle, but a learning experience. And I want to share some of the stuff that I learned and some of the tools at where I'm at now, and perhaps some links to those products that you might want to consider. So here's kind of the first thing that, again, my personal opinion. You're doing a training tutorial. You may go online and go, hey man, what should I use for a microphone? If you do a search now, they're going to get thousands of different options that are available. And the thing for me, creating online courses and video tutorials and stuff for membership sites, is I think there's personally like a sweet spot. And what do I mean by that? If you look at someone who's a videographer who is actually using a proper mirrorless camera and has got a cool studio set up, you're going to find that audio is very, very, very important to them, and the quality of audio. On the other hand, someone who's just starting out, it may sound like they're in a complete tin can, and it's you can't either listen to it, or you can't hear it, or if you do listen to it, you go, is this what the person sounds like? Or it just looks disjointed from the presentation. So I think personally there's a spot in the middle where for you, if you're creating courses, membership sites, online tutorials, you want to be comfortable with it in terms of the quality that fits with the kind of training that you're doing. And also that gives you the most flexibility in how you present things. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by this. When I first started out, I was on a thing called a Mimeo capture board, a whiteboard. I had a microphone. There was no camera on me, but I had a microphone, and I was standing up working on a whiteboard. And when I first started out, it was like you had a microphone that was over on the desk that wasn't near me. And it sounded awful because if you turned your head for the side or you turned around to write on the whiteboard, you weren't looking at the microphone. And it was absolutely a nightmare trying to get proper sound for it. So you start investigating, you're looking for stuff. As an instructor and someone who's teaching, I think being animated, being in front of the camera, using your voice as a teaching tool, having interest in what it is that you're teaching, being authentic, showing it, you need to have a microphone that also sounds good, but allows you to move and be part of the training as opposed to worrying, where's that particular microphone in front of me? So having said that, I'm going to show you some of the progressions that I made over the period and where I'm at now. So this was actually, let me hold this one up. I don't know if you can see this. This was a Microsoft webcam at the time. And that's what we were using when I started to use, do PowerPoint slides with a headshot or starting to do video tutorials. And there's a microphone on the top that's here, and it was a 720 pixel or 700 DPI or whatever shot. So that was like HD at the time. I had one actually that was less than that. It wasn't even HD, but I don't even know where it is anymore. But that was one that we had that I started out with. After that, you get going, you go, man, I need to have HD or 4K. I need better quality. I'm on camera. And there's other ones. For example, now I don't have it here in front of me. It's on a different machine. It's the Logicam or Logitech C920S. And that one is a great 4K camera, looks similar, works the same way, got a microphone on top of it. So that was kind of the thing that you get started. And again, you're still running into that issue when you're using the microphone on top of the webcam, is if you turn away or if you're a certain distance away from the microphone for whatever reason, you're kind of stuck, right? It just doesn't sound good. And I thought, that would be wonderful if I could kind of be mobile or away from the computer. So one of the things that we used for a while, or I used for a while, was called a lavalier mic. And the lavalier mic is just, I hope you can see this a little bit. It's like a little foam ball with a mic on it. It had a clip that you put on your shirt or on your top or whatever you were listening. But the wire was connected, big, long, bundled up wire. It was connected to your PC. So it doesn't matter which way you turn, everything was there. However, you could only go as far as the wire was around. And if you did any circles, you were absolutely could get caught up and twisted up. The other thing is you had to hide it because you don't want to have a microphone or a big wire hanging from you. You wanted to hire, so it's in through the shirt, out through the back, all sorts of stuff that that you might have to do rigmarole to do it. Plus it had a battery with it, a different kind of battery that you had to plug on your belt or somewhere in the shirt and have enough wire. So just a bit of a hassle to do if you were moving around. The other thing that I used for a while, and again, another great product is it's one of these microphones, which is a Blue, I think our manufacturer's Blue. This one's called a Yeti. They have a bigger one and a smaller one. Absolutely wonderful microphone. It's got a whole bunch of different settings on it. And again, you can find these on Amazon, anywhere else, but a number of different settings. So if it has a unidirectional one, so it's for someone who's right in front. They have one that if you're interviewing two people, as an example, that are in front of you, it's able to pick up people on either side of the microphone. Really great microphone. I liked it. However, for tutorials, a lot of times you'll find if it's in front of you, you've got not only a microphone showing, but my keyboard, right? I got my keyboard in front of me, but you have to reach around the camera and you're mucking around, reach around the microphone just to get to it. Now, the other thing you'll see is you'll see a large microphone like this, but it's on an arm. So for example, it might be in or out of the picture, but it's on an arm that can be moved in and out. And again, there's some really, really fancy ones that are great, excellent quality. However, again, it's something there in the screen and it can be quite large. And these are the ones that you'll see for people who are absolutely drop dead serious about the audio. These are great sound, nice and clear, really sound great, obviously, but there's kind of limitations, or there was for me, just because of the way with the keyboard and my desk setup didn't allow a large boom or arm to come in. So that was another one examples. The other thing is, a lot of times I found that I was doing stuff on a phone. Now, if you're using a phone, you pick up the phone and you go, that's great. What happens if the phone is any distance away from you? There's a microphone on the phone, of course, but the farther you go away, the worse it sounds. So how do you do that? Well, there are a number of wireless microphones, and here's one here. And what happens is the receiver, I guess the transmitter goes in the bottom of the phone. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little thing in the phone, and then you've got a little microphone that you click onto your outfit or shirt or whatever there, and it sends it to the phone so you can use your phone. So that's a wireless one, and there's a number of them are available. And that one's great, of course, if there's only one person. What about if there's multiple people? There's only one of these, one transmitter. I'm sure you can find other ones, but that one's kind of limited to the phone. And if you're going to be using more than the phone for the camera, then that one doesn't work either. So here's what I'm going to share with you today. And this is the one that's that I quite like. And again, if you haven't joined the community here at TrainingSitesIO, just make sure to join up. We're there and available for you to come and join and pick up some of these tutorials and some of the events that we do on a regular basis, teaching people how to start, build, and grow their education business. So here's what I want to show you what we're using today. There is what's called a wireless lavalier mic, and I don't know if you can see this here. It's on the other side. Yeah. So this one is just little clips on there, very, very small, unassuming, out of the way. And what it does is I've got this on my top, and over on my computer, there's just a little receiver that's actually on my desktop machine or my laptop, notebook, whatever you happen to be recording are. And what it does is, as soon as I plug it in, it recognizes this microphone, and I'm free to do whatever I want, wherever I want. Within, I don't know, like 40 meters or something, a lot of distance. There's nice thing is with this one, I'll just open this up. I don't know if you can see that. There's actually two of the microphones. So if you have a guest or someone that's with you, they can put on one of the little lavaliers. So we got 2 lavaliers, which is kind of nice. And the one that I'm using is this one here, and it is from a company called Comica Comica. I don't know how to pronounce that. But they have a whole line of professional equipment. This is the one that I'm using. I really, really like it. And again, I'll show you those ones there. Let me just open one here that's a wireless lavalier mic. We'll do some new ones. There's the one that I have here. Right now it shows in pink. There's 2 of them. So you can see in behind there's the top here, pieces here. On the back, I don't know if you can see it. See there's a spot missing there, a little bit missing. That part is the part that's hooked up into the computer. So we've got 2 lavalier mics there, and we've got the little receiver or transmitter that goes into the computer. I guess it's a receiver, pardon me. So the microphone sends the message to the receiver, which is recharges in here in the computer. We're all set, easy to go. This one is easy to use. It's plug and play. Put it in. Very, very, above average, not bad, not the best sound. Again, in that sweet spot, what I think is a sweet spot anyway. So again, these are on Amazon. You'll find them in a whole bunch of places. They're not overly expensive, but they're not inexpensive. And that's one of the reasons that I went for it. The other one you'll see a lot of people wearing is this one here. And this, again, audio, excellent, excellent quality. They have a number of boom mics and large mics similar to the Yeti, the Blue Yeti that we were looking at before. Those ones are available. This one has another wireless setup similar to the one I was just showing you. The one that is a little bit different on this one, let me see if I can get the screen that shows up here, or I have to go to the next one. Yeah, there's the receivers. The reason that I didn't get the other one, let me just go to the right place here. Sorry. Let's do microphones. Let's do wireless, lavalier, and wearable. There they are. Yeah, so there's some of the lavalier ones that are not wireless, but we're going to go and feature. Let's do, where's my wireless ones? That's lavalier wearable. Let's do lavalier wireless. Sorry. There we go. Wireless ones. There we go. So I can do both of these ones here. Let's do this one just so I can see the picture. The one, again, excellent sound. This one here that's kind of neat, but they have a single one or a double one. The thing for me is that whole kind of device was one that you had to wear on your shirt. So it's almost like wearing a large one like this. I preferred just having the little lavalier that's hidden. This one has a little bit bigger one, but the quality of the sound, I think, of the wireless ME is better than the Comica one, or Comica one. So these are the ways that you kind of grow through the journey of doing all of these courses and capturing the audio. The important thing for me as a trainer, someone who's teaching stuff or sharing their expertise, what I think you want to do is make sure that when you're doing this, 2 things. One is that the sound is good enough. The second thing is that it gives you the freedom to move around and be involved and engaged in what it is that you're actually talking or teaching. And I think there's huge value in using that other part of your communication style, which is the visual part and the audio part and the text and the other part that goes on it. So you're using all the different channels. And again, with all of these changes that are happening online, specifically on things like YouTube, where there's a lot of information coming, being authentic and sharing who it is that you are, all of the idiosyncrasies, the way you move, all of that stuff, the smiles on your face, the intonations, all of that is going to be even more important than presenting just great content that sounds good. The other thing I will tell you that I ran into personally, it's one of the things you want to check whenever you're testing these out, is that we had trouble at the start. And again, this may even happen sometimes here, is you'll find that the audio is not necessarily in sync with the video. And this is one of the things that you have to kind of, when you're thinking of audio, is the quality good enough? Yes, the audio quality is good enough, but is it in sync with the video that you're capturing? So whatever you end up using, wireless or wired, just make sure that you test it, and you can make sure that it gets in sync and it sounds good enough. So My journey, 1,000 tutorials, audio, get something that you're comfortable with. And I'm suggesting just make sure that it is absolutely wireless, if at all possible. So hope you enjoyed this. Be back, what day is Friday? Maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure, but certainly on Monday we'll talk about some of the new stuff that we've run into in my open tabs. And again, all of this stuff is here to help you start, build, and grow your education business, creating online courses, having membership sites, building communities. If you want to learn how to do it yourself, go and visit, sign up for the free community. And if you want it done for you, we'll take care of that as well. So take care, expect the best.